I know I get annoying, but I learned this with my undergrads. If you don't do this, then people flood your email like, we didn't understand. So I'd rather annoy you now than get that later. So any other questions that we have going into finishing up today and going into next week?
What's the layout of the exam? I feel confused. Yeah.
We're gonna have 3 case studies that I'm gonna be writing up. And with the case studies, you're gonna have 3 or 4 general topic areas that I'm gonna want you to read through the case study. It's open book, open note. You can have whatever resources you want, other than each other. I'd like you to just do it with your own head. Because like what we're doing here, we're bringing up a case study and people bring up different areas like development or parenting or ethics or, some of the different topics that we've talked about. And, it's hard. We could probably go into all of them with each one, but we tend to like the first 2 or 3 that come out, and then the next case study, we have 2 of you lead up here, then maybe one of those topics come up, but then a couple different one comes up. And so we have our broad range of topics, and I'm gonna give you, for each one, I'd like you to comment on these 4 things related to this case. There's other things that you'll do in the other cases, but for this case, I want you to, notice specifically, what have you learned about parenting, from that section. So you can pull up the PowerPoints and your notes and kind of go through all that. And so I just want you to, this is like you've just done your intake with this case study, and you're sitting there doing your case conceptualization and thinking through next questions and what you want to pay attention to and how you might approach it. And I'm just going to give you some space to kind of write out, what am I noticing? What am I thinking? What might I want to do with this case related to this area? Mm-hmm. So just getting your wheels continuing to refinedly spin on some of these topics so that when you are sitting in a family intake session, you've practiced, taking in different information and thinking, okay, now what am I going to do with it? Because I'm trying to figure out how to prep you, because that's probably the biggest thing I see with this. Whenever the group comes into second year, they feel least prepared for the family groups because there is so much coming at you, and to think about all the different nuances. So I was trying to just figure out what can we do kind of for our final, but that is really prepping you for that first time in there so that your brain is kind of already starting to work in that direction.
Obviously we'll look at your notes and the readings for this class. If there's something like, let's say on parenting and there's like multicultural, like assimilation issues that we didn't cover in this class, is it something you want us to add in if we wanted to?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Well, I'll probably have that on one of them. We have the diversity. Well, we have the diversity articles, and those topics have come up in small ways at different times.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Can you remind me, we
are doing it here.
Here.
That's why we're doing it next week.
It's during class time.
Yes, we're doing it here during class time.
Right.
And then
that's
you don't have any, we're not here for finals week. Unless you really, does anybody want to come?
No, we already have to Monday.
We're already trying to move.
My daughter is getting home from college and she goes, Dad, is your class? I've always wanted to see you teach.
Oh.
I'm like, no, it's finals week and we're all done.
Well, I'll go to your class.
We have recordings of you teaching.
Let's do a little to Kylie's video. Yeah.
Give her my YouTube link. I got you hours on there.
Is it on YouTube?
Well, yeah, that's how Kylie watches the videos.
Okay.
Yeah, the views are Kylie. And a few, I think, Finch.
I'm not going viral, what?
I almost had them labeled like child and adolescent, and I'm like, I don't know if Brian wants this stuff actually out there, so I just put like week 1, week 2, so Kylie could at least track it.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
I can delete them after.
That'll probably be good.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions?
So our sources will be, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Will be the Whole Brain Child and Brainstorm, all of the presentations and any notes we took.
Yep, yeah, exactly.
But we could use, like Lisa said, if we had something from Heather's class,
Oh, sure.
we could grab it
Oh,
or
sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
I won't.
No integration from other classes. My class is an island separate from all other classes. They do not, like food, they do not touch.
I'm not doing that. What the
Oh
fuck
my
am I
God.
doing?
I It feels
I
like
made
it
my
because
own
they
theory.
link together
Yeah.
so much.
Oh my god, last year, do you guys remember this? I wrote a paper about a particular modality that we didn't cover in
Yes.
that class. It
Yeah.
was like covered in Candace's class.
Narrative for Heather.
So I didn't get a good grade.
Oh.
I don't mean to laugh at you.
Like, was this
Oh,
the,
that's
like,
so
general
funny.
instructions
It's
for
like a
Heather?
board.
It's such a board.
Yeah.
It's such a board. You didn't teach it yet or
Yeah.
something. Narrative.
So-
That's fine.
I'm
I
sorry.
could not tell the difference
That's
between
so something I learned on.
all the modalities.
I'm surprised that she gave you a not so great grade though, because like you still did it.
Yeah, it's part of the syllabus, like it
Oh,
has
paying
to be
attention.
something that they covered, but I actually read the instructions again and it said like a modality that we covered in class.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh.
Oops.
We gotta shove a lot of information in our brains and not a lot of time. And I
Are we still talking about the final?
We can.
It says short answer questions. So you're saying that these are gonna be the 4 things that we're gonna ask short answer questions on, or they're
Yeah.
multiple choice questions?
No, it's not like multiple choice. So and this is like a mini. It's kind of like a mini reflection paper.
Okay.
So I'll give you the categories because otherwise, what would happen would be like you could just sit on 2 or 3 topics that are kind of your thing, and you just write probably the same thing for each. So I want to put talk about tell me what you see in this case study related to this area. Again, look at all your notes, look at any of the chapters you want to, the PowerPoints, but I want you to do a short answer about this, and then there'll be 2 or 3 more categories under each one.
Are you going to print it off as like a paper thing, or are you gonna do it online? Do it like a submit a Word document or what have you?
What would people prefer?
I'm sorry, one more time?
Where do you want like actual paper writing, or like a Word document submission?
I'd rather type, I think.
I'd rather type too.
I would much rather type it.
My handwriting is not
I'm
awesome.
thinking about your test that we took last semester and all the fucking writing. Sorry.
I don't know if
Most
you're
writing
on
I've
the
done in years.
See, you need to practice writing.
But aren't all
What
most of our
happens if
notes-
all the computers in the world break down and you have to go back to handwritten notes like I
That
do?
sucks.
You have to be properly trained to do these.
I think I'm gonna
I
be
think I can
alone
figure
on
it
wanting
out.
to write it.
What?
No, I wanna write
I
it
think I'm
too.
alone on writing. I wanna write and be able to look without flipping around in here too much.
I can provide both actually.
Thank you so much.
Brian,
We can
thank
do
you
that.
for that.
Thank you so much.
Just say I can write. I won't.
I
I
think
won't
I'm
be
the
too
only-
lazy, but.
I'd be the only one.
How much
June
into
wants to too.
diagnosis do you want us to be
Yeah.
prepared to do? Like, if there's nods to
We should be
like things that
prepared
might be
for
diagnosable, but you're tricking us because they're actually developmentally appropriate for a particular age.
Brian would never trick us.
Well, we're not exact. I mean, and that's one area to kind of look at, but I'm not necessarily asking you to diagnose.
So no diagnosing, no interventions or treatment plan, it's just kind of like intake, thinking about how you would move forward, like things that you would be on your radar.
I might.
Yeah.
You are my guinea pig, so we're working this out together. Maybe I will throw in one that is.
Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry.
What if I'm
Just a little less.
absolutely wrong in your eyes, but like I
What?
back the reason that I think I'm right? Do
Well,
I
that's-
get full points if
yeah.
I back why I'm?
So this is this is not the diagnosis test.
So there's no wrong answer.
Well, there
Well,
is.
As long as you explain yourself, right?
But even that, you worked with us.
But again, I just want to see your thought process.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about treatment planning, so what might you do with this one a little bit?
Oh my goodness.
More so like, what would you be considering for diagnosis in this area?
I need to like open the DSM again soon.
I know. I was looking
Are
through
you
my
gonna
notes
break
the other
this
day. And I
class
was
like
like,
the
this
last
is
Oh
time?
no!
Okay, I just was curious how fast you could read. Like,
No, I'm not a fast reader, so I will be going home.
Oh, won't be grading them yet.
So, no, because that was just, I mean, it was, the answer was there, and I could, I had the key, I could grade really quickly. These are, at least I don't have to write, well, this won't be too far off what? A couple paragraphs for each, so, but, yeah.
Okay.
But, So that makes it not as long as a paper. You got like I think like 8 paragraphs total.
And so we can put it on, well, if we do it in a Word document, you just wanna put it in one Word document or like 3 different ones?
Well, I'll have. Yeah, I guess it would just be a Word document that
Or whatever kind of
you
document.
open up and, you know, the
Like
case
case
study's
one,
there
2,
and the questions are there, and then you can probably just type it right into it.
Oh, okay. And is there like a word count, font size? Do we do citations? Okay. I'm just asking.
no,
I wanna
good
be
question. No,
sure
good.
I do it right.
Good questions.
And it's about the stuff we covered in class.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It has to be 532 words, not one more, not one less. Just exactly that.
32.
It's a reasonable expectation.
Cool.
We'll learn. Whenever you're the guinea pig, you get extra grace. So, but